Ladies and gentlemen, that's right, we're here again with our second best of three of the day. Mineski taking on Rave. The draft has begun. We're getting ourselves into things here. Now, looking at these lineups, actually, let's just welcome MotPax. MotPax, welcome in. You said you heard Alchemist in your ear, but we'll get to that in a second. How are you doing?
Good. You know, we had a little bit of a breather. I'm still awake, which is good. That's a solid start to the day. Had some coffee, doing a little bit of busy work in between, so I'm ready to get back to Dota though.
Right. So, Mineski, couple of players out, couple of players missing. Standards for them. Ben-Hur, he's got an interesting name. Apparently his real life name as well, Ben-Hur Lois. Pretty interesting one. I'm not sure if Bocarino is Mighty Savior. I had a quick look at the Steam profiles and I couldn't find anything to link them. I don't know if it's a different stand-in, but the stand-in that Mineski had yesterday, or the other day, Mighty Savior, Prince Vince Enriquez. Man, these names, I wish my parents had given me one of these names, you know, being called Prince Vince, that's just legit as hell. It's amazing. Gareth Bateson doesn't stand up to it, but regardless, Rave against Mineski, best of three. We're in the lower bracket here of the Epicenter Southeast Asian qualifiers. So, it's going to be pretty much all or nothing here for these teams, as the winner of this goes up against TNC later on tomorrow. So far the draft, Alchemist first banned by Rave up against Mineski, Beastmaster Invoker taken out with a Lone Druid Enchantress, and Darkseer bans across the board, but Mineski get their hands on Nature's Prophet and Bounty Hunter, while Rave your Spirit OD.
Yeah, it looks like Mineski did opt for that, the whole Radiance, you know, slight cheese build in terms of the the Radiance, the Manta, the Octarine, and everything along those lines. So Rave just knocking it right out. And now they did run it versus TNC in a very similar lineup to what we saw earlier this morning. It was the Jakiro, the Enchantress, the Juggernaut, just, you know, your mid Jakiro doing work as per usual. So maybe signaling that Rave are thinking about going a little bit quicker with this one, but they do end up with the OD. Rave are actually pretty unique in their first two bans. Speaking of which, Earth Spirit not mentioned, because usually they do ban Earth Spirit and Sven. And Sven's a little bit unique, but they tend to do it when they have the first pick, which I think is kind of a way of like, we don't really want to play this hero anyway, but we want more T1 heroes open come around the fourth pick. At least that's kind of how I'm judging it. It's a little bit unique per team, I suppose, but I'm digging Mineski's start here as well with the Nature's Prophet and the Bounty Hunter. Nice little synergy between the two in the early game, in the mid game, and there's still plenty of options open really for both teams.
Death Prophet taken out there. Rave don't want to be handling the push that could come in from Mineski, seeing as Chen is still available as well. You know, the combination between Fury and Bounty, Chen, as well as Death Prophet, they put a lot of pressure tier ones early on into the game, but Mineski got plenty of options available to them for their secondary. You know, they ban out the Earth Spirit, Vengeful Spirit Beacon. Still got heroes like your Witch Doctors, your Rubiks, your Bane if you want to, but also the Lion. Lion has seen a lot of play recently and definitely going to be up there in the hands of Mineski to take.
5 seconds.
Yeah, a lot of great supports obviously still left here. Not many banned out. Just the Vengeful Spirit and the Dead Hunter, of course, picked up, and then one could argue the Enchantress, of course, is the full role, but we still have our Witch Doctors. We still have the Lion, as you said. So there's numerous ones. No one really being mentioned so far in the draft. What do we got? What about our OD combos? Can we get anything going here? You know, any of the fun stuff, you know? Oh, well, there's, see, should have banned that Sven, guys. What's going on here? But, yeah, you know, like the OD Mirana, I'm always liking that.
I mean, they could go for Chen for themselves, you know? Astral into Centaur Stomps and all that nonsense. A little bit annoying picking a Chen into a Bounty Hunter, though. You always have to worry about your experience being leached and you're stolen out by your little bounty. Maybe something that they consider, but definitely not going to be the best of the picks. So they go for Witch Doctor instead, for more laning potential. And of course, Vengeful Spirit still open to be that one role if they really want it to be. Have to be a support. Teams have transitioned away from that, playing Farming Venge quite significantly. Like Mineski, as Sven, they do need something to really safeguard and control that safe lane. Leave that support hero to last though, as they pick up the puck for themselves.
Faceless Void.
Yeah, this is something they've been doing a bit lately, like comboed up with the Nature's Prophet, I guess, because of the great mobility, kind of the way that they can always make sure he's there at least to help out, and it's always good with the Sven too. The Dream Coil is such a great setup to try and get a good Stormhammer out, force a little bit of panic between people, it's hard to at least spread apart, and you're not going to get like mega cleaved together, so pretty solid lineup. They can really round it up with basically any offlaner, honestly. Like Darkseer's already taken out, and of course the Faceless Void snagged up, so one would immediately think about the Tide to help set up those nice Stormhammers and Dream Coils. And the Nature's Prophet, I suppose he'll be the offlaner, right? It's still early, Durka. Yes.
What time is it where you are? Reserve
time.
It's 9 a.m. for me, so it's not that early anymore, but when you get up that early, it kind of counts, right? Yeah. No, so they're looking for the last support disruptor there. I'll just say that and I'll be right, and then we'll be fine. So it'll be okay. They actually don't pick Disruptor on Mineski, which is kind of funny. They're like the only team that doesn't pick Disruptor ever. Maybe we'll just be lying. So then, Rave, they're looking for either the safe lane or the mid. They're thinking it was going to be the Gyro. Pretty solid guess there. Okay, yeah, alright, close enough. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's a good shout. It's a good shout. So, for Mineski now, you really want that kind of consolidating support hero that sits on the lane with Sven, and yes, it's the Lion. Hero with the double disables, because when you've got a lane deficit, the bounty hunters are kind of roaming around and not sitting in a lane. You need someone who's going to be there, the solid rock, while Rave. Go back for the Ember Spirit here. Good combination with the Void. I mean, this Void for Rappy, he is going to have to land these Chronos, but when he does, he's got both Ember Spirit and OD, as well as the Witch Doctor. Well, actually, think about it. They've got a number of heroes here that can pile in the damage. Well, Mineski, not the tankiest of heroes across the board. You know, Sven is Warcry, he can tank a fair amount. But if any of the others get caught in a Chrono, get absolutely shredded by this. So, Mineski, offlane Furion, Jesse Vash, Bounty Hunter going to be roaming around, Raging Potato, Sven safe lane, and her on the puck mid. And, who's the last for them? Who was the last guy? No, it was Jules. Jules is still with them. On the line for them. Oh, Rave. Spirit, Jo on the Ever Rappy Void, and you're playing that OD. Well, derp. Play. Oh.
Alright. Well, that's what I asked for this morning. I want to see more Derp Witch Doctor. Because the 2 games that I saw him play it, he was rocking it, man. You should have seen these death wards he was throwing down. He was blowing me away.
Of course, it wouldn't be a Southeast Asian game without pause to get things started off. You know, people still getting used to this patch. Gonna look at their settings and everything. Make sure nothing's broken, like you had to do earlier this morning.
I'm still too scared to open console. I'm just not even gonna try.
All the thing. There we go. Next Prophet back into the game. So, we're going to be seeing Jo mid and Rio safe lane, or is this going to be just the safe lane Ember Spirit? Against the puck, I'm not entirely sure which way you go with it.
I think you want to go against the puck as the Ember.
I think so as well.
Yeah, just send the OD safe.
That worked out. And then you've got OD to do plenty of damage down to like Native Prophet Treant to clear them out so they're not an issue up against the ports. Ninja Boogie and Derp. Little guys that can potentially roam around onto the mid lane and try and track actions of Jesse Vash's Bounty Hunter. Something they have to take into consideration is how many sentries and how much dust they purchase up for themselves. Also, maybe even an early smoke. My goodness. Ready for the Vengeful Spirit. Just buy smoke straight off the bat.
Yeah, now you've got me thinking like, oh, but now I'm like a little bit concerned about sending my OD up against Nature's Prophet for that exact reason. Is that I don't know if he'd be able to handle the treants that well. Like the supports are okay, but then they can't go mid, and then the Ember Spirit obviously is one of the better heroes for handling up against Nature's Prophet once he hits like level 4, especially 5, and you have the 3rd level into the Flame Guard. You just kind of wreck right through those things and unable to do anything about it as the Nature's Prophet. So then you like totally zone Bocarino, it looks like, is going to be picking it up here, like off the lane, and then is that more worth it than shutting down the puck like through, I mean, in the difference that an OD versus an Ember would make? I'm not really sure. Tough decisions.
Like, the biggest thing for me is where Jesse Vash goes first. Like, they could potentially... I think a big thing here for Mineski, safeguard their off-lane large camp. Sure it doesn't get blocked and warded up, because, you know, we're looking at this and thinking, regardless of whether it is OD or Ember Spirit, they have ways to kill the Nature's Prophet on that lane between the 2 supports and one of their cores. So Nature's Prophet will rely on this large camp at some time. Stuff up to like level 2 or level 3. I think the move here is for Mineski just to run down, safeguard this camp, and then try and take bot rune. But where does Jesse Bash go first? Because controlling mid lane, it's never easy. Rio's going to get given sentries, and there's observer wards, and there's all sorts of nonsense. Maybe even one of the 2 supports sitting behind the OD, just ready for the bounty to come in. Maybe just having the bounty move towards lane, looking at the Faceless Void. Easiest hero to zone out and gank either. Mineski actually have a pretty rough time. So like the natural thing for me is to put Bounty Hunter and the Nature's Foot down the bottom lane to try and maybe look for a kill on a Witch Doctor.
Yeah, we had a couple bounty picks yesterday as well, and that's kind of what ended up happening. I can't recall what team it was, but the bounty basically it was kind of the same idea where it was like an OD in the mid lane, where he can't really be gone on that easily by 2 people, just because he can obviously ask from Prison 1 as long as he has it skilled up, and then the Faceless Void, he's just untouchable. Like, he's totally unfazed by a bounty hunter. Yeah, you might work down his regen a little bit, but it seems Rappy's actually coming out with 8 tangos here to try and deal with that, but
oh man,
I don't know. It's tough.
I've turned on the spawn box indicators. That's so pretty, actually. Pretty nice. So both these wards, both these wards are actually going to block up these camps. Prophet already gets himself down here with a TP to tier 1. Yeah, patch issues, binding's broken, lots of little problems. Hopefully these guys can get it all sorted out and tick the right boxes and make sure everything's all good. Working for them. Looking at these hero and item builds so far, it looks like it will be real mid on the OD and safe lane JO Ember Spirit. Self up already, the Ring of Protection, that Iron Talon. Gonna be pretty stock standard here for them. Witch Doctor. Got himself Fairy Fire, a couple of Observer Wards out across them, but Sentry. The other one actually being given across to that Faceless Void, so no dust. Trees reveal not being spammed out here too much, but also no smoke for Rave. I actually find kind of interesting.
I'm still not over these spawn boxes, man. I'm just like looking at them and I'm just like, whoa. It's kind of free. And like the tower ranges, like, does that change things? Is that like a buff to certain heroes? I don't even know. Like, you can really push it to the limit now, you know? Like, obviously we all have a really good and the top tier, like a super good idea of like how far the tower ranges go, but I mean, when I'm at certain angles of the tower, like if I'm coming down like right where they are right now, I don't know exactly where the tower ends right here, because I don't ever harass from there, you know? I don't know. It's interesting.
I think if it showed true sight range as well,
that would be crazy.
That would be insane. Just showing like the tower range itself, I don't know, I think it's okay. Up at top, rune spot. Oh, fake shift, Ben-Hur. Stop away from that, but double bounty rune for Rave already. Grit and OD getting their hands on those ones. No blood spilt, no kills. There's a negative down on bot. Try and double up this wave, or at least pull it across. Looks like it's going to go for the double up. Wait, and there's going to be no pulling or stacking or anything here, so that's going to pull the equilibrium all the way back towards nicely. But look at the mid lane. Already, Sentry Ward's being placed out, and Jesse Bash, particularly with the D Ward, while Rio doesn't have any further reveal for himself towards this mid, and that's what I was kind of worried about. You know, there's nothing left to throw here, while the other Sentry for them, for Rave, is up at top, trying to secure Rappy's lane experience.
Yeah, Jules just trying to zone him out here, obviously being a Faceless Void. Pretty immune to the overall nukes, but the right clicks are just going to town. He did manage to pick up the Stout Shield. I don't believe he had that previously, so he's losing out on a little bit more of his gold here. Or perhaps he did, but either way.
Yeah, he had Stout, Ring, and Mangoes. Oh god, they got the courier.
Oh, he actually got it?
Jesse Bash. He's dead though. First blood goes. What was on that courier? Was it on its way back? Looks like it was on its way back after delivering what, a salve to Rio? Yeah, that's what happened.
That's, I don't know. It's so rare that it actually happens.
Courier snipe for them. And the fact is, Spirit's been sitting mid, like I was kind of looking for. Ninja Boogie's been waiting for this bounty hunter to roam in, especially without the sentry available for them. Ben's just to try and safeguard that mid lane for the OD. She's picked up her brown boots and her dust, so if bounty does get out of position, be able to stop him and maybe even kill him off. The way these lanes are going so far, though, a bunch of heroes pretty much just free farming away, but Jo not having the best of time against the Prophet.
it's tough, man. Like once you get up in the flame guard, it's fine, right?
Yeah, I'm saying Rappy. Because that's the thing. Like he also spells his name with multiple P's. Like on his major registration, it's RAPPPPPPY. It's Rappy. Definitely Rappy.
Yeah, that's how it's going. Yeah, but once Joe gets like the points into the flame guard, then life's really not that hard. The trance again, like there's no way for him to take down the flame guard. There's no magic damage or anything that's gonna come up from your Nature's Prophet, so he just burns those things away. And maybe Jesse Vash could potentially help out with that, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And Derp though, okay, maybe this is it. It's finally happening.
Cask is through onto Jesse Vash. Looks like they're not gonna be able to secure that kill. Well, this is the thing, just the pressure of these two heroes. This is what I was looking for early on in the game. I mean, Jesse Vash has already made his mark with the Courier Snipe. Now, actually pressuring Derp, this will force the Vengeful Spirit away from mid lane, and then Bounty Hunter goes back towards mid, and you're just drawing the Vengeful Spirit, from lane to lane, making sure she can't stack, pull, or get anything else done on this map, really. With a Haste Rune, maybe look for a kill onto someone, but Rio is being bullied already. Ben-Hur up to level 3, level 2 Illusory Orb, doing a ton of damage back to him. While Faceless Void has been left with places, but Raging Potato, 15 and 5. Last hitting like an absolute champ up on this top lane.
Yeah, he's crushing it. I mean, compare that to the Ember Spirit. 5-0 for Jo. I'm not sure. They're gonna go for kill Bocarino now, though. Can they get the chains?
Oh,
nope.
Nah. Logged into the Sprout, and chains will not land. Be perfectly fine. Vash is looking again for another avenue of aggression for himself. I think it's going to be this middle lane. Reno, he's dragged the lane again back into a tier 1, so plenty of experience for him. And Rio, damage, awful land as well, and the TP's coming in to try and save him up. It's very far to turn around. Ben-Hur has a spaceship. He's going to use it very early on, and he's dead. A good turnaround for Rave. Jesse Vash will not get the kill on Rio, and this is where they can turn back onto the Bounty Hunter. No, there's no more stuns or disables. Fake out TP from Nature's Prophet. Sure, Rio. So back towards the fountain. Bottle purchase for the control as well. Bounty Hunter. Trying to get some vision, intel onto the OD. Actually, Rappy, let's get. Oh, he's hexed as well. No time walk available to get away from that damage. Cross 2 lanes. Decent trade-off there, but Rave, I think, is coming out slightly on top in the initial stages with that kill onto pot.
Yeah, so far, it's looking pretty good here. I don't know, like, where do we go? I'm kind of figuring out, like, Jesse Vash, he's getting that impact that we kind of looked at, right? Like, he's doing okay. They obviously were able to zone with the Witch Doctor a little bit, still a little higher than the Bounty Hunter himself, though. He did get that Courier, probably helped with the mid lane a little bit. And how shut down is Rior, though? Like, he's tied up with the puck, you're not getting that pressure in there, and is the Bounty Hunter going to be able to get enough levels to actually get into things like the track relatively soon? Like, he's still level 2.5? I don't know. I'm not, like, why is this pick so good these days, you know? Yeah, maybe this is why.
Jesse Vash, there's the Maldic down, he doesn't get right click down, he doesn't have any real regen or anything left. Vash will lose his life there. Jo and Ninja Boogie. Carino keeping himself back to the fountain. That's an okay trade, you know, you disrupt Jo's farm, you drag him across off the lane. Losing the Bounty Hunter, sure he's 0-2-1 and doesn't get the experience that he really wants. Still just like alleviating the pressure off a couple of these other lanes. And he's just free farming away still.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest impact that he's actually having here. Just the fact that he's going to be able to allow Raging Potato to just farm it up completely. I wonder if we'll be seeing like that Helm of the Dominator as well as the S&Y again this time, or I feel like the Blink Dagger is just going to be so good with the puck as well as the Nature's Prophet. Like, one might think, well, they can actually set it up so he doesn't need the Blink Dagger, but to me it seems like the perfect Stormhammer is just so much more important than that extra damage a lot of the time.
It's not level 6 yet, they don't commit for the kill though, not entirely. Knowing where these supports are sitting from Rave, but it's Boogie smoking solo up towards top. They're going to go for a kill up here on the duel. Well, it's the other way around so far with a Hex of the Stun. I think Rappy, Stormhammer, damage up looks good, the Time Warp's not available, and the Vengeful Spirit gets the lane but realizes there's no one here to help her out or do anything with.
Hey, you can get a little bit of tower love with your God Strength. Go farm up some creep if you'd like. So Raging Potato, he is crushing it right now. He's 1,200 ahead.
Bocarino caught with the chains. Good
Nice.
stun through from Rave. Jo takes a lot of harass here from Jesse Vash. There's no shuriken. Go for level 2 in Shadow Walk, which is honestly very unusual.
Radiant's middle tower is under
It's
attack.
quite often like the the 3-1-1 build, you go into your track. But level 2 Shadow Walk, I'm not sure what this do over the Shuriken nuke damage.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I guess like the bonus damage. Maybe did he try it? No, there's no way that's gonna be. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you'll see it just because of the duration, right? It helps out with your mana and everything, but that is pretty unique for like the support bounty. It used to be kind of a thing for like offlane bounty. It was more common because you weren't really looking for the kills and you knew the levels were coming faster. But he doesn't really know.
On everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You not really know when it's coming here.
Rio starting to take control of this mid lane. He's already 900 net worth ahead of this puck, and Ben-Hur is not having the greatest times. Oh god, starts getting down a bottom lane. I'm just looking towards mid because Vengeful Spirit's ready and waiting to come in from the side. Ben-Hur rejected up with that nice little boss through. Boogie not going to be able to do anything just yet towards mid. Place a couple down and make sure that the bounty hunter not making his rounds. That will devour her. Wonder what this Void does though. Now he's hit level 6. Is this a period of time where you go looking aggressively for kills on the puck, or do you just sit and get yourself some farm up on his top lane?
Well, he has the Witch Doctor, so maybe if Durka gets level 6, they could smoke up and make some sort of a move together, and that would be more likely. But you're right, if they could just Chrono with the OD in mid, of course, that's also a pretty solid way. Like, you get 3 points in the Arcane Orb, and Puck, a solid target. Maybe a rotation up top would be the best, though, trying to slow down Raging Potato, because they've got to be understanding that he is, like, crazy ahead right now.
He is racing away with that net worth, definitely. 4,400 is, got a Helm of the Dominator. Does he have a creep across? He's stacking. He's actually stacking large camp with a creep for now, and he can move that across the Ancient City. To have full access to the eastern side of this jungle as next to Prophet, making his mark over there, but there's a nice little medium camp for him. And of course, the large camp that he's just built up for himself. It's really where he's going to be aiming towards to rack up that farm a little bit faster.
That was pretty slick, though. That little stack.
I mean, move across. Ocarina's actually taking all these camps. He's taking all the jungle. He's not going to be too happy about that one. But with the Lion getting himself some levels, Jules closing in on level 6, the Finger of Death. Definitely going to be imperative. But just like you said, Rappy has the smoke on the Vengeful Spirit and the Faceless Void, looking for the gank mid with that Chrono. Will Ben-Hur get caught out? It looks like he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Jump forward, Chrono down. Trouble is, Odie doesn't have the range to get the damage in. Ninja Boogie will land to stun. There's no phase shift and the damage is there. Just about, Jo jumps in. Gets some assist gold on top of it. Making himself very active so far in this game. In fact, he didn't get anything. He didn't get any assist gold or experience from that. He wasn't close enough.
He came for the pride. It's like, I helped, guys. It's fine.
I was there. I was there. When we
now he's the lane tax. Yeah, we'll steal all the creeps.
Middle tower is under attack.
Once does open up, Nature's Prophet, as well as the Bounty Hunter, to control down on the bottom lane. Rappy has swapped out these lanes as well, moving here on his own. Spirit, what are you up to? Putting out Ancients. Reward is down to cut that camp, but it's a tier 1. Raging Potato. Kiki's coming in, taking advantage now. Stops Jules to stun onto Ninja Boogie, but he's already got his magic missile out. And Jules coming very low with the Stormhammer through. Rio, he's got his ultimate. If I want to just throw it, Jules might pop even to the Maldic. Raging Potato, he's going to try and switch himself away from this, but the jump forward. Jayo sharing chains with the spin, and they've caught him. They'll slow down his farm. The Lion escape. Active Fountain. Like he's fine.
Yeah, he had a fairy fire. Just barely survived. 30 HP left.
Got the tier 1, so it was a tier 1 for tier 1, but Sven dying there. It's up the majority of his Yasha, but there's no ancient stacks for him to jump back onto, and this tier 1 mid, Rave are going to defend this with full force. Rappy, no Chronosphere available, but just his presence will make sure that Mineski cannot do too much more damage onto it.
Yeah, it's only 30 more seconds to that Chronosphere as well, and guess who just hit level 6? It'll be Derp, so he's gonna have the Death Ward. And this is a really good game for Faceless Void to be active. Like, much more... Okay, I just got the call down thing in my head right there. Jeez, I accidentally clicked the tower, and I was like, whoa, what? Alright, Anyway, it's a good game, right? Like, he's going to be creating space for an Ember, creating space for an OD. It's not necessarily where there's, sometimes you have other heroes almost buying time for the Faceless Void, you know? Like, where he's kind of AFK farming with the Iron Talon, trying to get into those bigger, like, the Blink Dagger and everything, but this game, I feel like he gets to be a lot more active. He has the great supports and obviously the great supporting cast of the OD to help with that. Raging Potato was the one who was next on the menu. And they're looking for baked, roasted, diced, fries. I don't know. How do you eat a Raging Potato?
I think you go with the wedges. You go with the wedges. Chrono into slam. Yeah, just put the Death Ward down. No point in sense eclipsing. Secure the kill. The witch
Mash.
getting that gold. Oh yeah. Bit of mashed potato, bit of butter, bit of cream. Mash it up nice and nice and good. And that's to give arcanes to your Witch Doctor, who's got arcanes earned. 12 minutes in, I mean, he's pretty farmed, honestly. This Witch Doctor is actually ahead of the Faceless Void in net worth. He's still trying to build himself up as, J.O. He's gonna jump away actually with the Revenant, getting himself back to safety, and that's a full 3-man commitment there with the Dream Coil as well. See Vash trying to get in with a track, but without your Jules Lion, there's just no way of killing off that J.O. Ember Spirit.
Yeah, silence is cute, but it's still only 2.25 seconds, so Puck never really going to be able to solo the Ember Spirit, obviously, just because of Flame Guard and everything, especially he has that up and active, and Jules, he's the key, he's the answer. What about his goal situation? Pretty poor. He is kind of like the 5, I guess? I don't know. I don't like Lion in this kind of position. He needs so much farm.
What's going on here? Jay is actually jumping up a finger of death from Jules to clear him up, but the rest of Rave scrambling to try and find any counter kill here. The swap back will take Arena back into that Art of Dub, trying to land the Magic, will get it down. No, he misses. Actually misses out, and that was a Shroud. Rappy, no, he's going to run away. The Shuriken bounces back between a couple of them, and Ninja Buggy probably going to get dived here with another track kill for Mineski. They're just racking them up one by one. Rave, they thought they could get this battle down pat, but it's the mobility and damage output between the Puck and Lion. Jesse Vash throws out a couple of tracks, and it looks like that was 3 in quick succession. There's Mineski now looking for an OD. Rior got a TP available with Tread's Drum. He's tanky, but 20 seconds until another Chronosphere. Rave. Awesome times ahead if that's an indication of any kind of fight to come.
Yeah, and Jules, he's got the solution. Just make sure you get the kill with the finger. And cleaning up J.O. there. Gonna help him well on his way. Manages to pick up the energy booster, so he's just going straight for the Aether Lens rather than trying to save up for the Blink. Which is respectable, but at the same time, like, Blink is just gonna be so solid against the Emperor. I'm a little surprised he's going for that instead, but he'll have to just rely on Ben-Hur for a while. And make sure he can set it up and give Jules the time to close that gap rather than blinking. Bogarina runs right to J.O. up here.
Rem forward, he's TPing out, and it looks like he will succeed.
Close one.
Complete.
Radiant's middle
J.O.
tower
burns
is
through a
under
lot of his
attack.
mana here. He does have 800 gold to go until he gets travel, but Mineski
Well, they're wrapping on him.
smoking in from very deep, and J.O. the Hex is starting up and got him the good strength and stun. J.O. dropping low. He doesn't have a remnant even to jump to. And Mineski, all of a sudden, grasping this game. It's in their hands, and Rage, they're feeling the pressure. They've moved into the Roach Pit. 14 minutes in, this is a very sneaky move under the noses of Mineski. They don't have vision of this. I wonder if Rappy, heading towards the pit, will give some indication that they're over there. Will Dorobdev will seize the void, actually getting into the pit. Roshan already dead before there's any movement in from Mineski. Tracked out on the Ninja Boogie. Durka's available as well, but Aiden will go to Rio. And the OD picked it up. A 2-man Harvey with the Chrono down as well. Jesse back Rio. Death Ward is out. Aiden is popped, but Marina's stuck up a high ground, and Jules is shredded by that Death Ward. Instead of giving vision, this one back. Stun from Buccarino into the Ninja's Prophet. Durfee should be able to clear up with J.O. there to help out as well. Jordan Cross, oh man, Puck, you are in a ton of trouble. No escape available, and they just walked into the beat grinder. And Eski lose 4 as well as Aegis.
Alright, well, that didn't go too well. It all started with that really weird kind of a wrap. Like, I know J.O. died, but to be honest, like, who's expecting that wrap around of a spin on the line at this point in the game? And going for, are they really gonna find Potato here? He buys the Blink Dagger up too. That'll be nice.
Just as I was thinking that Mineski had full control of this game, the Roshan, the Aegis kind of balances things out, but Then losing 4 heroes while you're trying to contest that Roshan is just absolutely disastrous. Jesse Vash is going to go and try the quick and easy over on Durka with stick charges for Earn, and they've got Dust and Reveal to see this Bounty Hunter and take him down. No track kill, no easy pick off for you. Then gathered out here as well. Good on surfboards. Rave. Relatively aggressive over on his high ground, while the Dire Observer was, you know, they are hyper aggressive.
Radiant's bottom tower
Over twice over
attack.
in the Radiant jungle.
Radiant's
Get the tier 1 though down in the bottom lane, and Bocarino is making strides towards his Orchid.
Yeah, and that's going to be really key, right? It's just another tool that's going to allow Jules to be more active and get in there with that Hex and with that Earth Spike. And I still feel like it's something that's just so desperately needed for these fights. Like, you can see the impact there when he got caught inside the Chrono, and I believe it was also... it must have been Jesse Vash that was in there too, I think, but either way, just lacking so much of that control. And without track, like, you don't get those nice trades going off. It's hard to get up into a bigger lead here.
Oh. The net worth difference so far, you know, Mineski, they did get themselves a 3k lead. Back down, Rave to 0. They are farming very well though, and that's got to be handed to the Sven. This Blink debut, I wonder if he can actually fight anyone. Asha gives them movement speed and a good amount of attack speed. Clear through Ancients and sort of faster in and out of these team fights, but smoke into smoke. Rave maybe getting scattered out here by the Bounty Hunter. They've got Dust available. They'll see Jesse Vash, and that should be simple little kill. Jesse, 1, 5, and 2. The stick charges, the heal. He's pull out a little bit longer. They'll hit Chrono for him, curing that one up. But the rest of Mineski not even thinking about saving the Bounty Hunter there.
That was kind of like a worst case scenario. Well, like, I don't know, the smoke there, they were 100 gold away from the Blink Dagger on Rappy. So it's just like, I mean, they have it now, but I was just kind of surprised that they went for it then at that moment, you know? Typically, obviously, you're going to wait for those bigger items, but they get the best possible find of the solo Bounty Hunter. And so that means they can just slap a little gold on the supports, and now that Blink Dagger will be ready, certainly by the next Chronosphere.
The puck has a blink now. So
yeah.
at least the puck, they've got the combination they were looking for earlier on with Dream Call into the cleave. This counter initiation from Rave is so damn strong. You're looking at a drop blink from Rio, the Ember Spirit just farming away. Jo, despite a couple of early deaths, has managed to keep his net worth decently good. Still not up to scratch with the spend by any means, and Nature's Prophet with the Orchid nearly done. Definitely be applying some pressure to Jo. So I'm looking for the Ember Spirit to go into the Manta style a little bit earlier on. Maybe.
Oh, he's going on top.
Oh, Rio. Yeah, he's found. He's picked. There's no turnaround there for the rest of Rave.
Potato blinked from behind these trees, just popped the Gauss string and went in. And obviously the TP from Bocarino helping out. No Chrono, so great moment to push here from the side of Rave. Or rather, Mineski into Rave.
The Orchid from Nature's Prophet definitely makes things awkward a little bit for Rave, you know. That's why OD is going for a relatively early BKB. No Moonshard or anything like that for him, no Rod of Atos. But Ember Spirit would like to go Battle Fury now, but it kind of has to go for the Man style.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. He hasn't committed anything yet, has he? No. I feel like Jayo's just gonna go Battle Fury, if I had to guess. But I know, obviously, up against a Puck, and even like the Lion, it can be pretty helpful, just for like, if he's coming in close and you manage to get that out, the Manta off in time, it can cause a little bit of confusion, and then, obviously that Orchid that we're talking about now, so... There's all the reasons to get it. Do you think he'll go really crazy and get like a Yules? I've been seeing a couple of Yules Embers lately.
Yeah, that was something that I mentioned in Manta style. I'm thinking about it now. Against the Nature's Prophet, against the Puck, Yules Scepter is super good to, you know, like cancel TP.
Oh no. Oh no. I mean on the Ember.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about the Puck for a second.
Against the Puck and against the Fury, and I think to disrupt their mobility and cancel TPs and stuff, Yules and Ember is super good. Like, not just for the defensive capabilities that you're kind of looking at, get out of silences, and it secures you a Remnant. You know, there's one way they could potentially maybe catch the Ember Spirit with the Orchid. It's still just that Yules into instant Remnant out. That's difficult to try and actually keep
Dire's
them on
bottom
lockdown.
tower
But for
is
now,
under attack.
it's going to mirror each other as Dire up on the top third of the map, farming through their own jungle. The baiting game here is Rave. They've got the Blink Void and they're trying to drag Mineski into a fight that's not going to be comfortable for them. This is a 5-man commitment onto a tier 2 bottom lane, so it's definitely going to be Mineski that get the upper hand of this as they're farming across 2 lanes.
Yeah, and it is going to force back Rappy. And he's going to try and set up probably again in the trees, honestly. At least further back. They can see him though, so no reason to, you know, don't go too crazy, guys. They're going to hop on bot. Man, it's just musical lanes. Everyone's flying everywhere. When are we going to get a fight here? Who wants to fight? It feels like although Rave were positioned there, I kind of thought that Mineski could kind of take it, honestly. They have a lot of catch potential and just the puck, the nature's prophet.
Might look to catch Rio on Durka. Jesse, Vash, that sentry. Got a little sight of him. But he's not coming forward. During their ancients, we may be trying to get a little bit more control around these, around the Roche bit anyway. As Etherlens is done for the Lion at long last, he finished that up, one up for Jules. Very passive for the past couple of minutes, in fact. Saw someone die. It's been a fair amount of time, about 3 minutes ago or something like that, since...
I think it was the pick top on Rior, I think. Probably the last time someone actually went down.
Battle Fury for Jayo. I think you were right in your assumption. Try and farm this one out, rely on the rest of your team, control people up. Make sure that you're not on the forefront. So it's this Void, it's one they heavily rely on to jump himself into the middle of a fight, get the chrono. Maybe even have Rio with his BKB be a frontliner, at least for the initial stages of this game, while Ember Spirit farming to victory.
Yeah, it's just, to me, it's just how Jayo always plays the game, you know? He's always all about the harder farmers, and even when he's on a hero that's not a harder farmer, he typically goes that route, like a Juggernaut even. Much more common to see him on the Battle Fury, even when it might not be the most common, as Jules comes in, he's smoked up.
From Mineski.
Oh, Potato, it's all on Potato right now.
Oh, here's Durka hexed up with a stun as well, but the chrono's perfect. Rappy captures them both, and Jules is demolished. The perfect tries to come forward with Raging Potato dead. Leads through Ninja Bug with the Death Ward, great position from Durka. He's going to try and run himself away from this spend. He turns to try and cast him back and does get the stun down onto him, and now the turnaround. As Rior, silenced up, comes into the fight, but then he's already dead. A giant six on top and cleaves through too. Rior is dead, and Raging Potato finally drops for the rest of Mineski. They're able to track him up, and Bokurino with Jesse Vash, the blink back to the forward, heals forward from the puck as well. Keeps himself at arm's reach from Jayo, and now jaunts back to the Orb. But Rave, they're not done just yet, but I think they should have retreated from this. Yorkin, the Ninja Boogie stops, then her. Oh, they jump in, but they just well at Jayo. There's a slight blitz in 4 seconds time, but Rapid will jump himself back again, and Ninja Boogie is dead. The rest of Mineski still alive, even though they've got no cooldowns to throw. An awkward fight. It all started off with a great chrono from Rappy, but what went wrong?
I don't know, the Orchid was just like incredible coming out there from Bokurino. Honestly, they were about to lose that fight so hard. There was so much instolen already from the OD, and he was about to drop the hammer, and Rior was just suddenly like pressing that R button, and it was like mop 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 mop. And that was the life, man. Like that was it. That fight was over.
He blinked into the puck silence and then got orchided.
Oh man.
No eclipse for the OD. Tragic stuff. Mineski gonna count their lucky stars. Things went that way. I mean, he gave a lot of money across, you know, your bounty hunter, 1100 gold on him. The Aghanim's is nearly done for Bokurino's native's brother now as well. At least the Ember Spirit survived through it all and finished off his Battle Fury, but OD dying. Not having
Ben-Hur? Double silence? Trees?
Rappy. He's gonna try and get his bashes in, but the puck should be able to escape from this. Blinks back, and Jesse Bash is up on the front line.
Casual.
Hello.
Jeez, he was going in deep for that. The old haste rune, the classic, you know? You just feel like you're going a little bit too deep. You can do whatever you want. But that's okay, he lived, so I guess he was correct.
Where Rave maybe starts to get pulled apart at the seams. They want to group up and fight. The Ember Spirit, you know, decent at split pushing, but against the Native Prophet, it's not the best prophet to go alone onto these lanes. While the rest of them kind of want to group up with the Chrono combos. Rave might look to smoke up in the next 30 seconds or so if they've got any left. They don't. 2 minutes until the next smoke comes up for Rave. And this is like this is the time. This is what we start to say, right, we smoke up, we go and find a pick, and then we move into Roshan to try and consolidate what they've got.
Yeah, all the meanwhile, that gap is just closing here, in between the Sven and everyone else. Obviously, it's great that his Nature's Prophet is catching up. Not so great in the Ember Sphere. Now only about 4k behind. Obviously, that's going to continue to close as he gets closer and closer, you know, up from just the Battle Furies. He's around the map farming. And how can they pick off Jo? I mean, you have a Puck, you have the Blink Sven, you have the Lion. I feel like that Blink Dagger is just so necessary. Like, I don't know if you can get the same ganking potentials from just a Puck and an Aether Lens Lion. I feel like they need to kind of camp, you know what I mean? Try and find themselves. Yeah, like if they can get a couple of them just camping, waiting for that Ember. That might be the play here, but it looks like they're just going to try and get aggressive on the mid lane. Now, there was this ward, I believe that spotted, it at least spotted them going into that. Yeah, so the other Ninja Boogie just totally...
Oh, they've got a Chrono available. Captain Sven, Clive getting Sven to the back. Off there, but oh god, Arina's actually TP'd into this aggressively done. Gets dropped by the big of death, and the Ninja Prophet right quick attack, ready to save them all the Astral. He doesn't get his BKB off in time, and the fight in the back is just about to get dropped by Chaos. They've got the change to the slide up to take him out. Jules tries to mana drain him down, but where's the Sven? Where is Raging Potato? Where is Jay? The beginning for real. It keeps him alive, but now the Eclipse, but he still slams into the ground by the big old Sven hammer. And Jo can't stop through it all. He's gonna have to try and juke himself through the cheese pretty heavily, but trying to make the change as well. Then just flashing everywhere! Ninja Boogie feeling the wrath of Sven, but it's Rafi and Jo. They're kiting and controlling, keeping Raging Potato at arm's reach, and now looking for bash and the damage with another remnant back from Jo to TP the fountain, heal up and maybe re-engage in the fight. Rafi has another time walk, they've got the chains again, and Raging Potato has been shredded by this Ember Spirit and the Faceless Void. Is there enough damage though? They'll jump forward again. The Sven is just trying to escape. All he wants to do is run himself away. But the Puck orb not going to be able to save him from any of this. And my goodness, Rafi starts off with a one-man Chrono. Not the best, but it was the Puck they caught, the team fight control, and then continues through with the jukes and jives. Absolutely gorgeous stuff from Rave.
Yeah, there were so many little plays that fight as well. Like Rior cutting out the Sven at the beginning, he got to the pop, the Godstrength blinked away from the Stormhammer that came towards him. I mean, it was like face-to-face Stormhammer. I was pretty impressed he managed to get it off, but he did go down pretty fast after getting the hammer this time, mind you. So still made an impact on everyone else in the fight, and just not quite able to clean up there from the Sven. I mean, it would have been pretty insane if he did, but it does mean Roshan, it's here. They have the Dream Coil, and Jules will have the finger in a bit. They can definitely still contest this, but without your Sven, it's so risky.
Man, they've got the Chrono again on Rafi though. But he's packed out Jules. Holy shit! Goodbye!
Alright, abandoned pit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the moment to say, we'll leave the Puck here to maybe try and steal it, keep spamming at ball, they caught him with the Chrono, Rafi! He knew he was up in the high ground as the Death Ward is placed inside the Chrono's there, but it doesn't freaking matter. Killed off the Puck and jumped back into the pit. In the meantime though, Carino bot lane and up at top lane, these side lanes have definitely been pushed in very hard, so Rave has to hard commit for this rush down up on the high ground. Carino, what the hell are you doing? TP's in, but Rafi clears him up, and the Sven Astral inside the pit. Rafi's backed up onto the high ground by the bloody Roshan as Jay. Sven, you have to man up and fight this. You've got to try and stick on the target. Looks up onto the high ground and takes down Rafi, but now he's stuck himself up there. No, not like this. Then they've got vision of him. Oh, Jesus Christ, look at that. He jumps up on the high ground just to get vision for the rest of the team. But Mineski will maybe even lose the Yasha. Nah, Jules picks it up for his Sven, but he'll lose his life in the meantime. Astral forward. Again, 4 dead from Mineski as Jesse Bash was the intelligent one and said, I am not getting involved in an absolute slaughterfest.
Man, that was... losing that Yasha would have been like even crazier. Definitely worth the line to snag that up. Like 1,000 gold lost, essentially. I mean, when you consider like the sell cost, so... I mean, there's not really much else to say about that fight. That was just complete and utter madness coming out from both sides. The Roshan eventually, you know, he was kind of the main target when we all started, and then eventually just gets totally ignored. And you can see the Sven. That was just the saddest sight you've ever seen, wasn't it? What do I do with my life?
I'm gonna run at you. I'm gonna run at you. Oh bollocks! Oh, I've only got a Vengeful Spirit to run at. like the Nature's Prophet TPing onto the high ground, that for me was like the question. TP up there, maybe expecting teammates to fully like hard commit in, and then no one does, and you're just like, well, guys, I'm dead. I can't do anything from up here. It was tragic stuff for them.
Yeah, just not exactly the lineup to try and snag that up against. You know, you've got an Ember, you've got a Witch Doctor, you've got an OD. Like, these are not heroes that you want to be on the high ground up against. So maybe a little bit of a misplay there from Pokerino. That pressure that he applied in the bottom lane, it was great. It makes you wonder, like, should he have just kept going? I mean, I guess in hindsight, it's easy to say yes. They were kind of close to closing out that fight, but it was kind of the same that happened to Mineski when they lost the puck early in the fight before. Like, again, there seems to be a lack of control. They cannot get these swings going for Raging Potato to actually put in all this money he's been earning. Speaking of which, he's actually now behind the Ember Spirit, as Jo has closed the gap just through team fights and farming, and have been propelling himself from not just the Manta, but into basically probably just the crit, and then what do they do?
That Manta star kind of came out of nowhere. This is a situation that I thought would be kind of scary for Rave. You know, you have the 4-man combo moving around as a grouping, and then you have Ember Spirit trying to split push across. But it's actually Mineski who have got multiple lanes pushing into tier 2s and tier 3s here as Rave. Thinking that Mineski are going to come back and defend this T2. Go back and really try and force them away their base. And this is where Mineski, up on the high ground in the Radiant jungle, they've got a good position to start to look to engage in these team fights. Rave's not going to play into their hands just now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they've been doing a pretty good job of that too. I haven't had many moments where I've really felt like Mineski have ever caught out Rave. You know, there hasn't been any of these like walking into strange positions. The great like game sense and just map control, like especially Ninja Boogie, that one play where they had the smoke and then he just has it in his rune and sitting up on this high ground, initiating those kind of fights. Like, it's all that little stuff that's coming from the side of Rave that is giving them this edge, and unfortunately that is an illusion. I mean, one can understand.
A puck! I'm gonna kill the puck! Not happening. Blink for Ember, but there's a bigger item I'm eyeing up here, and it's Derp's Aghanim Scepter on his Witch Doctor. This is a game-winning item right there. I mean, even with Warcry available for the Sven, looking at the bounces out from Derp's Aghanim Scepter upgraded Death Ward, this could absolutely demolish Mineski in their team fights if he gets a good positioning and gets a good placement of it. The Lion not having his Blink Dagger, it's going to be difficult to actually cancel that one out.
Yeah, it's like there was this like dream of like Aether Lens, and then we're gonna win one more fight with Track Gold, and I'll have a Blink Dagger, and then I can just buy wards the rest of the game, and it'll be great. And instead, it's just like, oh, we didn't win another fight, and I haven't got any Track Gold, and I keep dying, and that one finger kill I got on Jo was the only kill I'm ever gonna see. And Jules is stuck in the Aether Lens life. It's just so different from Blink.
Ben-Hur loses half of his life there just to Jo. That Slight Chains combination. Full vision of him as well with his Observer Wards. Two Observer Wards. Full vision and the jump forward.
I got him this time!
This time is the real one. The triple remnants forward from Jo. Double remnants actually, sorry, I should say. Actually pick him up. And worth pointing out, Pax, Jo has gone for level 3 remnants. And this isn't something that is particularly common. Like, sure enough, the damage increase is decent, but very often you just have like level 1 remnants and you go for stats the rest of the time. Damage increase by 50 every level isn't that amazing? Let's be real.
Yeah, it's understandable. Like, obviously, once you're getting to the point where you're putting in those extra points, you're typically having your Battle Fury, you're looking into like your crit stick or something. So you're just thinking, the longer I live, the more damage I do. I'm not too concerned about 50 extra from one level. So that is rather odd. Not sure, but that's gotta be some of the weirdest scaling in the entire game. Like, really?
An
650?
An ult that only goes up 50 damage per level.
Yeah, what is this, like RP or something? Like, geez. Like but no, obviously, like, no charge difference, no cooldown difference. It's just really odd. I mean, I guess when you think of it as like triple remnant, that's like an extra 150. But obviously, with the way Ember Spirit's played, it's not like you're ever stacking those up past like 10 minutes. For that cute little kill.
That's the thing, like I can to some extent understand level 2 ulti at level 11. Especially the extra damage, if you're going to be going around playing aggressively. Going for the third point? I don't know. Fan of the stats. We'll demonstrate. It's definitely become
Potato.
build. Is he being closed in on? Yep. The net.
I believe the pincer.
The trap has been set. Happy thinking about the chrono. Well, that is a chronosphere. I can confirm he'll sprint himself away. Well, it's allowed him to escape. That's pretty good. He's going to have to time walk himself out of this damage zone. He's going to blink Soul in 1 second time and then TP away. Interesting movement by Rappy. Blinks himself further south. The rest of the fight continues over to the east. They get the Nature's Prophet. They get one kill out of it. But that's not the way the fight was meant to be actually panning out. It's down the bottom lane. Pickle Dead back on the jump. Killed off the Witch Doctor. Jump forward. Gave it for Jo. Catches Jules on the back end of Jules. Oh, he hexed up the illusion. Did not find the real one. But it's the jaunt over the trees and far away. Ben-Hur is going to get chased down by Jo. Sleight of fist in 3 seconds time. And Ben-Hur is being burnt down. He cannot blink away. And it looks like Rave is going to find another kill here on the Ben-Hur. Oh, into Yules, into Jump. And it's Ben. He's here to save his teammate. The sleight of fist back to Jo and he's got himself a blink. But he can't use it just yet. The Ever Spirit's running himself away and sprinting out. But he wants to turn and fight. The orb, the face shift. Raging Potato as well as Ben-Hur. The jump away from Jo as well to get himself back to save Ninja Boogie. He's gone back in. Jo, slid into the middle, we're back and they save him up as well. They down to Rio, come through, thick and fast, the chrono. Again, on the Raging Potato with a sanity flip. Clears up another with Rio just demolishing through one after the other with a time look to Rappy. Raging Potato in a ton of trouble. Bocarino will try his hardest to try and clear up another, but Rio's here with the Eclipse and the Arcane Orbs. With Rappy jumping forward once more, I think Bocarino's in a ton of trouble unless Jules can save his teammates with a stun and a hex. Rio now looking for another target, jumps himself forward, but he blinks aggressively, trying to clear up Jules. The Lion, round and round we go, ring around the rosy, he blinks back to the northeast. The Lion somehow gets himself back behind the tier 2, and that was an absolutely wonky fight. MotPax, who the hell won? Who came out on top?
The viewers did, Durka.
Dear
That too. I mean, this game has been pretty... I don't want to say one-sided. It has looked like Rave are generally in control, but man, have there been some fantastic team fights.
Can I have the fight recap, please?
It's just insane. Oh yeah, good luck getting one of those, buddy.
No fight recap.
Oh, the Orchid Rappy trying to
get back to the fountain. Bloody hellfire! Look at that guy go. And no fight
Easy.
recap. I'm not allowed. Disabled.
Yeah, it's just too long. Sometimes it just hates you. Oh man, jeez. Okay, so we had the chronosphere, and then that fight lasted so long. We ended up getting another one, and so, like, how did that even happen? We went straight from that engagement up top to down there, and the Faces Void must have ran the whole way. It was just there, you know. What a crazy game! Just blinking and time walking. We end up with like a 5-on-5 down at the bot. Not exactly the most common place for a 38-minute fight with no objectives really nearby. Speaking of Roshan back, very shortly.
Start to de-ward everything out with a gem on Ninja Boogie. We'll keep this vision going. Crit for Jo's done, as well as an AC and a crit here for Raging Potato. They've got this Sven pretty stacked up so far. Jesse Vash though, 2,200 gold to spend, and I guess it's going to be a blink for him. Gonna finish off with the Guardian Greaves. Oh, actually, he's going to go for the Force Staff. Try and get his teammates out of trouble if they do get stuck in the Searing Chains and all that nonsense.
Yeah, you
can see where the Nature's Prophet's going with this though. He realizes that straight 5-on-5 clash is not going to work for them, so Aghanim's Octarine try and draw Rave apart from each other so they don't have this 5-man combo.
But like, how effective is that going to be this game? I guess like Rappy going for the it looks like it's going to be the Shivas, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know if AC is Lotus Orb that good this game. Oh yeah, it's hard to get Lotus Orb actually on Rappy.
Well, I guess they take off Track, Hex. It's pretty good actually. Just those two is good.
Yeah, that should be pretty solid. Yeah, they already have the Shivas up on Rior, and I don't think AC, like, although it's kind of dreamy, you know, it's, yeah, I think Lotus League makes a lot of sense here.
Roshan is alive, my friends. DD Rune is available, and OD will pick that up. But you look up at top, you're right there. The Glyph is actually popped up there very, very early on, because you look at bottom lane, Bocarino is taking bot tier 3. Roshan, okay, Rio and Ninja Boogie are taking this one out, but the rest of your base is being demolished. Mineski scared and worried about what they're getting themselves into. Secure that kill, back themselves away, it looks like. With OD the Aegis, and Cheese goes to Vengeful Spirit.
Man, you hear that Roshan died, and you've just got to be like, oh damn, you know?
We should have gone further. We should have continued.
Yeah, that one's got to hurt a little bit there, but okay. So this Octarine core and the eggs, is it that good this game? Like, I'm kind of thinking, is Rappy just gonna buy into like a Maelstrom, and you have an Ember Spirit already too? Like, is it just a crazy amount of farm that you're handing over? I don't know.
I think it's more for those moments where, you know, your Sven is beast moding, because we honestly we are yet to see Mineski actually utilize their lineup to anywhere near their full potential, right? We haven't seen anything over a 2-man Dream Coil, where we haven't seen the Sven actually get into that Dream Coil and do his damage. If Mineski can get into that position, and they have Nature's Prophet then split pushing another lane, maybe then TP into the fight. You know, there's all these little nuances that Mineski haven't really utilized just yet. And if you do get these opportunities where you're maybe even just breaking even in a team fight, you have the Furion split pushing away, and that's when Ember Spirit has to TP back. Ben, you're going to have Rave, who have already looked a little bit awkward when they've grouped up as 4 to go and take one objective, and they've only got Ember Spirit doing the rest of the work. Mineski can definitely abuse this. So I think it transcends the whole just the fact that Treants are going to get destroyed by Ember Spirit, because that's definitely the fact. That's definitely what's happening here. The cleave and crit from Jo's Ember. Treants don't stand a chance, but it's more for those kind of little opportunities that Nature's Prophet can definitely abuse. Mineski can set themselves up for it. I mean, that's the key, right? You have to set yourself up for a team fight. You go for a smoke, get that vision down, and know where Rave is.
Yeah, you talk about how they haven't quite got that combination. It really is true. Like, I just can't really think of one of those moments, and maybe when Ben-Hur gets into the sheep, having that psych, like, there is a lot of control that's happening, right? Like, he comes in, he's avoiding the Chronosphere, he's dealing with just general casts bouncing around, Vengeful Spirit swaps, repositioning you, so if you can take one of those out of the equation, especially Rappy, like, he's been having a hell of a game. 5-2 and 15. Always seems to get his Chronosphere off. I mean, yeah, he had the Bosch one up top, but honestly, the rest of them were just like on the absolute like edge of a Chronos. They've been sick.
What do you mean botched? That was a zoning Chrono. He knew what he was doing. That was like, you know, that was his Nidus network. That was the way that he sneaked himself out of the team fight. You saw him sprint out of there. Oh, good blink back by Rio. Off away from the Earth Spike. But this is the awkward part, right? Rave have grouped up, and they're kind of proxy pushing this high ground, just staying on top of the ramp and shoving these creep waves in. But Nature's Prophet is abusing this fact. He's cutting wave with Treants. Ben is pushing. Ember Spirit has been left alone to try and defend up against this. Rave are being given no team fight. Mineski trying to farm and keep themselves in this game.
But who's able to farm? Like, Bocarino, yeah, I guess, but what does he do? He sells drums, and is that it? Like, is that his last item? You know what I mean? It's just kind of...
Oh.
I don't know what it's actually getting them.
You just got that blink, right?
Yeah.
That really does shove him into that full-on mode, just hide in the trees and put as much pressure on his lane as you possibly can. The rest of his team, we're seeing a Hex from Puck. I was kind of looking forward to like an Aggro Scepter on the Puck, just to try and maybe deal with the OG BKB. But then, there's no one else flying into one. Witch Doctor went back to the Ether Lens instead of a BKB of his own.
That's a little bit unusual, because they don't have... I mean, they have Sven, I guess, theoretically, BKB piercing, because he's gonna, like, 3-shot him. But, like, if he BKBs, how do they stop his, they'd have nothing.
Yeah. When Shuriken, Hex, Earth Spike are all pretty good at cancelling out Witch Doctor ulti. The Dream Coil is probably the primary one. But, yeah. They're opting to not go for BKB, which makes Hex even better then for the Puck. The Skadi. Yayo. That full-on Chrysalis. Well, who's Plate Mail? So Plate Mail was just a casual one for Rappy. He picked it up and drops it over in the base. 1400 gold. Got himself Cheese and now a Shadow Blade. Trying to catch someone else because Raging Potato, he's all alone on this top lane. There's no real way of escape. Void is coming in here from the back end. Deo treated. Further away. No real opportunity to go in for this, and the pings are actually being spammed out there, but Sven is already out. We're gonna get caught here by the Void. This is good from Mineski. Again, dragging Rave out of that comfort zone and trying to keep them at bay. Death is enough. Damage output from Mineski. Might even be forced to buy back at this point.
Alright, this AKG-RepublicOfGerman is just like winning the game solo. It's ridiculous. They haven't itemized for it at all, and now Rage is in there. The Rax is gone. It's only the range, but...
He tries to catch the line as well, but ready to take them. The death ward down, not bouncing out to anyone, but then will his life taken out. But middle lane, look at these bloody treants. Jo has to try and deal with them with a sleight of fist, cleaving through them all. It's just so bloody awkward.
Yeah, this is like one of the traps teams fall into. I feel like Rappy, like, I'm really not feeling this Shadow Blade, I gotta say. Like, Lotus Orb I think would have been good, but now it's you would be thinking about the Maelstrom, the Mjolnir. This is the kind of stuff that you need against this AKG-RepublicOfGerman Prophet. Or how are you ever gonna get anywhere? But then again, like, can he even fire mode on his own? Like, the Ember Spirits tried, the OG's tried, everyone's just dying to Jules plus Sven. He's always getting the stuns off. Oh my god. Can they... I don't know, like this grab is going to look ridiculous, but we haven't gone anywhere this game. Considering it's 47 minutes, and we've only had the biggest lead of 7.5k-ish for Mineski, now it's back over to Rave, and then back down to Mineski. I just don't even know, like, how this game ends. It feels like Rave are just going to be pushed in, and it's going to rely on maybe a disastrous fight from Mineski. And in the team fights, it has seemed like Rave have had the better coordination and the better execution. It's just these pickoffs continuously by Jules that... are keeping them in this.
We're gonna have Hex on this Nature's Prophet as well soon, so not only does he transition away from this pushing machine with all these little treants coming in, fighting Menace on top of all of this, and it's a very mystic smoke here from Rave themselves into dire jungle. As Lion and Bounty Hunter, the only heroes that they could potentially catch out, actually. Tier 2 up at top, looks like it's a simple pick off there. Jules will walk into the open mouth of Rave though. He wants to farm up at top lane. Pop the smoke there. He jumps out on the high ground. They don't know where he is. One step over down onto the low ground, still on top of the ramp though. Tier 2 will drop, but you look at the rest of the map, man. Tier 3 and Rax up at top getting pushed out. Nature's Prophet TP's into the little trees, little nooks and crannies over there to the side. Jo once more has been left alone. Spend his
he's gonna see him! Ocarina? Jo, hello?
There we go, there's the slight change in Ocarina. Silences turns around, but he's got him. He's got him. Remember, Spirit will find it, but in the meantime, the glyph coming through in time. Full lane Araxlo going to go the way of the Sven as up at top lane. The rest of Rave are having difficulties breaching high ground, and they're TPing back to try and fight the Dream Coil, already expended actually by Ben-Hur, so nothing to cancel out TPs here, and they're jumping forward onto Sven. He's going to get taken out. Astral cancels the TP, and Rave with the Death Ward, Rave potatoes. Not going to last long in this world. Will be sent back into the next.
TP top lane now, Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur, the buyback from Nature's Prophet is going to jump forward again. The three of them, Jo, Rappy, there's a chrono in 15 seconds. This is where Rave turn the tides of the battle and maybe tries to swing things in their favor once more.
Oh man, it's just like the AKG-RepublicOfGerman. It did so much for the. It pushed out these lanes for so long. It was like this was the map.
Nature's Prophet will TP in, but he's not going to be able to save his buddy. The Sprout was free cast, but cannot get him out of that. And now with the glyph actually thrown out here, there's a buyback on both Pocket and Sven. And I wonder, they'll leave the tier 3 to get dropped and then buyback after that potentially, but he's coming through, the POT's real, get him straight back into the fight, and there's the buyback from the Puck. Only had 13 seconds left on that death timer, but a Dream Coil in 3 seconds will allow her to fight. Right, the Jules Lion taken out with no buyback available, the Dream Coil down to Jo and Rappy. They've got another chrono in 25 seconds, but look at the Nature's Prophet with the Sven as well. They've actually come back into this with a buyback TP into the tier 3s and Rax. The freaking apocalypse of Treants, the undead. The Sven is actually hammering away at this Rax to take down the second lane, but Raging Potatoes all alone. And it's going to be a dieback to the Sven. Not the best of moves. 2 lanes of Rax are gone, and with a swap back into Astral. The jump forward from Jo, this is going to clear up a Nature's Prophet. And that's 2 heroes dead without buyback MotPax.
I mean, they got Max. You can understand what they were thinking, but with just there's too many boots to travel.
I mean, hello? I think this might be game over.
Just me.
I think this might be game over, straight up. Mineski went for the ballsy play. But you're right, with all these VODs across the OD and the Ember Spirit, 40 to 19. Yeah, the kill score doesn't tell you the full story of this game. Mineski had a great shot at winning this, but a little bit too desperate in their movements. Leaving their tier 4s being taken out, and what, they've got 2 heroes left, the 2 supports, Lion and Bounty Hunter. Not going to be able to defend against this, and GG is called. Mineski tap out in game number 1. A great showing by them, but Rave still, they were the stronger team with healthy early pressure. Took back the lead that Mineski had to grab themselves. Take game number 1. It wasn't easy. It was not easy.
It was a good example of out-execution, I think, because you did have the Nature's Prophet, the Ags, the Octarine, and it wasn't so much a playstyle change by Mineski that enabled them to get back into this, right? It was mostly just the item. It was the fact that what it changed